It is Friday, April 15th in the MLB, and I'm Austin from Calling Our Shot.
And I'm Logan from Calling Our Shot.
And we are back. We got two player props, one no-run first inning, and a money line bet coming your guys' way.
If you aren't subscribed to our channel, I highly encourage you to mash that subscribe button. It really does help us grow. And Austin and I, as you can already probably have seen, we're doing these picks videos every single day for the MLB. We are committed to the grind for you. Austin's also got his NBA content. Great stuff over there as well. So definitely all the incentives, all the reasons to hit that subscribe button. While you're at it, hit that like button for us too.
100% Logan. Couldn't agree more. Also, shout out again to our COS All-Stars for supporting us. We really can't do it without you guys. If you want to support us, click that join button on the channel or the link in the description. Our newest All-Star, Aaron, thank you again for the support. Now, and then as a reminder, we're doing obviously our daily NBA videos. Those were posted right before this one. You can go check that out about the final two play-in games. We'll have some more for tomorrow's Saturday and Sunday's games in the NBA. And of course, our parlay of the day will be posted onto OddsJam. It should be updated right around 9:30ish. So I'll put the link in the pinned comment. Definitely check it out if you're watching. I swear we've missed every single parlay by about one leg over the last 4 or 5. So we're due to get one of those back. But let's do a recap from yesterday. If you guys are new to the Calling Our Shot channel, you know something. We are always transparent. We're going to hand out L's, and yesterday we handed out some losses, and yesterday was a brutal day, an 0-4 day or reverse sweep. Terrible luck going all the way around, and look, we don't want to dilly-dally on all the losses. It's going to happen. We're going to keep managing that bankroll, keep doing your guys' research. It's very tough to bet some spreads and money lines and all that sort of thing this early into the MLB season. But on the bright side, we are still 16-16. We're a week through the MLB season so far, so still a lot to look forward to and a lot to get into it. So today we're going back to two player props. I feel like the edge is a little bit more on the player props, whereas it's hard to bet a lot of money lines and spreads when you really don't know who's good and who's not. So we got two player props. So I want to kick it off, Logan, with my first pick of the day. We're going back to a guy that has made us some money this season. His name is Tariq Skubal, and we're taking his under 4.5 strikeouts plus 105 on DraftKings. Now, I honestly was super surprised to see a 4.5 line for Mr. Skubal. We see it at DraftKings over here, minus 132 on the under for OddsJam. So they're really liking this under. It's a plus EV bet at the moment. Now, Skubal, he made us money earlier on this season. He helped us start our streak of hitting 6 straight player props before we lost yesterday when Cole Irvin only gave up 5 hits. We needed 6. Facepalm moment. But still, we look at Skubal. What did we do the first time? We picked his over and earned runs, because this is the guy that gave up a bunch of runs, and he cashed that in the first inning for us. And in his first start, he had 79 pitches, 4 innings pitched, allowed 4 earned runs, only 3 strikeouts against the Chicago White Sox. Now, the White Sox give up the third fewest strikeouts per game, and they bat .344 versus lefties. Skubal is a left-handed pitcher. Now, the Royals, on the other hand, they aren't third fewest. They're, in fact, allow the fewest strikeouts per game, and surprisingly, they actually bat terribly against left-handed pitchers with only a .158 batting average. That's pretty bad. That's the 4th worst in the majors to left-handers, but still, they've only really faced them on 21 plate appearances. Yet in those 21 plate appearances, despite hitting terribly, yet only 3 strikeouts in that one. I don't really see Skubal facing more than 20 to 25 batters today. And in Skubal's 4 starts for Kansas City last year, when they were still a great strikeout team, 3rd fewest strikeouts last year, 1, 4, 7, and 3 strikeouts. We look at the starting pitchers versus KC this year. We had Mize with 2 yesterday, Hudson 4, Savale 3, Quantrell 2, Plesac 3, Bieber 4. All these guys stayed under this 4.5 line, which we're getting at plus value. 22 of the last 25 starting pitchers versus Kansas City have stayed under this 4.5 strikeouts. And also, my last note, 19 of the last 25 left-handed starting pitchers have also stayed under this line. I think this is a touch too high. I think the line should be 3.5. So I think we're getting good value on Mr. Skubal, and we're going for another player prop casher with him. We're taking his under 4.5 strikeouts. Logan, I'm going to throw it to you for your first pick of the day, and then I'll get to come back with another player prop.
Love the Skubal fade. All right, let's get into a game pick. And I'm going to a game we went to yesterday. I know, bad result though. Braves versus Padres. I'm once again taking Braves money line plus 102 odds on FanDuel's the best value as Austin's showing on OddsJam. Look, this game was near a pick'em yesterday. It's kind of pretty much near a pick'em today. Braves aren't tremendous underdogs one bit, despite them just losing 12-1, making me look like a fool yesterday, Braves. All right, Braves, this is your ultimatum. If you lose this one once again for me, you are going in my graveyard. No doubt about it. If you guys watched me last year, you know I put teams in my graveyard that can't win for me. So, hey, hello, Braves. they're facing Mackenzie Gore. He's making his MLB debut today. This is like the ultimate. You got to win this one. You got to be able to touch up somebody that's never even pitched in the majors before. Mackenzie Gore, if you don't really know about his story, he's been in the AAA, in the minor system, in the farm system. He's a highly touted prospect, but they wanted to call him up a lot sooner. The problem was he was struggling with command issues down there. So if you're up in the majors now, and the Padres are kind of praying that he's going to be great, he might have command issues up in the majors. I'm just saying, you're facing a lot better hitters. The Braves just got embarrassed. Don't you think they're going to be a little bit motivated to come out and have a good performance for once? I say yes. Kyle Wright should be on the mound for Atlanta. 6 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, and 6 Ks versus the Reds in his last start. I'm expecting, a solid performance, Mr. Wright. That's kind of what we need here. And despite yesterday, Atlanta still fourth best in terms of total runs. Yeah, they only gave us 1 yesterday, not much to work with, but they're due a bounce back, run spot for sure. A lot of the times when you're betting baseball, you bet a team, they hurt you good and you go away from them. But then the next game they win and you're like, of course, I was a day too early. That's what I'm kind of hoping we were a day too early on the Braves offense. Now, both teams also, I want to point out their bullpen stats. Atlanta 27th in bullpen ERA and San Diego 25th in bullpen ERA. So there's definitely some runs to come on the back half of this game. But I think the Braves should be leading through 5. Maybe you want to take a first 5 bet, if you just want to be ultra safe. But I'm going full game because I haven't had success in the first 5, and that's why I'm walking in the Braves for value. If not Braves, you go in my graveyard. No doubt about it. Austin,
I respect the pick. And if there's anything I learned while betting the NBA the whole season, it always felt like I was a day too early on every single loss. If you just ran back my losses, they'd probably sweep the next day. And that's just how the case is. So I like the pick. I don't mind going back to them. Now for my second and final player prop of the day. You guys were asking for more player props. I'm going to give you at least 2 today. Maybe we'll switch it up and only do 1 tomorrow. Go with an ace on the mound, Dylan Cease, and I'm taking this under 7.5 strikeouts. Personally, I think this line's too high. I think this should be 6.5. And look, I see a lot of different books have this line at 7.5. Obviously, some lines are a little bit more juiced on the under, but still, -118, great value. I'd like to play this up to around the -135 we're seeing on Caesars at the moment. Now, Cease, I got a lot. Like I said, he is an ace. He's very good, and he's taking on the Rays today. Now, in his first start, 8 strikeouts versus the Tigers, who are 21st in strikeouts. So, a bottom 10 team in terms of teams that strike out the most. Now, today, like I said, getting the Rays, who strike out the 8th fewest times in the MLB this season. And I do know the Rays struck out a lot last year, but look, Cease still under this line at 20 of 32 starts last season. So he's still a guy. I mean, we see a 7.5 strikeout line. We know this guy's not a scrub. You don't get a 7.5 strikeout line being a scrub. But we saw yesterday versus Cole Irvin, when we took Irvin's over and hits allowed, they really struggled against him. We saw Irvin throw like several 10-pitch innings. The guy was at like 60 pitches through 6 innings pitched. And sure, he went 6.1 innings pitched, only 2 strikeouts. They were hitting the ball, a lot of flyouts, a lot of ground outs. And so that's what I see. I saw the Rays making a lot of good contact. They just couldn't get the ball in play. So if they potentially can get the ball in play, can potentially run up some runs on Cease, run up the pitch count a little bit more than they did yesterday, I think we have a good chance of getting Cease under 7.5 strikeouts. Look, they're due a bounce back because they lost 3 of 4 games to Athletics. And while I'm not picking the Rays to necessarily win this one outright, as they do find themselves as underdogs, I do think they're going to at least put on a better performance on the road today. So I really like Cease. I think this line is a little too high. I think it should be around 6.5. Over should be a little bit more juice, like -120 on the over at 6.5. But we're getting 7.5. Got to take the under. I think this line's a little bit too high. What's your Logan? I have a question for you. Do you know what time it is?
It's NRFI Nation time. Yesterday, NRFI Nation beat us at our own game. That's fine. They'll get a win every now and then. But I'm going to the Giants versus Guardians game in this no-run first inning. -114 odds on FanDuel. That should provide the best value for us. Cleveland, their first inning stats are inflated. I mean, no doubt about that. When you score a ton of runs in the first inning, some games, and then other games, you have 0 or 1 or something like that, you're going to look good on paper. Yeah, the Cleveland's like 3rd best in first inning runs scored. So, NRFI Nation's feeling great about that. But they faced Rodon today, and Rodon, 12 Ks and 1 earned run in his last game pitched. Super solid. I can't ask for much more. The pitching matchup in this one is pretty decent. I love Rodon on that side, and I do like Plesac on the other side. 5 2/3 innings pitched, 0 on runs in his last game. So, I mean, statistically speaking, these two pitchers have not gotten rocked. They're not giving runs up early and often. Most games, San Francisco's actually scoring 2 runs. I mean, if you go look at their game logs, you're like, huh. So they scored a ton of runs one game, and then most of them they're like in that 1 or 2 run range. Their offense is nothing special yet. And also, last note, the odds makers are setting this over under to 8. They're not expecting fireworks. I mean, truly, you don't set an over under that low if you're expecting fireworks. In today's day and age, that's kind of the lowest over under you're really going to get with the DH. So I'm thinking pretty good about this no run first inning. Austin, Nerfy Nations, do a bounce back, and we're going to fly our flags today. I'm speaking into existence.
Hey, man, Nerfy Nation can get lost. Nerfy Nation needs to be flying those flags in chat, and you can only get those by becoming a COS All-Star. I do like the pick, though. Like, we got Rodon. We obviously know we took a player prop for Rodon, and that was his under and earned runs his first start. He really treated us nicely, and I think he's going to do it again today. This is a guy that's one of the best pitchers. I mean, like Logan said, 12 Ks. The guy's a strikeout specialist. I think the Guardians' stats, not only just first inning, just overall are a little bit inflated. I think that right now they are averaging the most runs per game, the most hits per game. I think that's due to go down just based on all the teams that they've faced so far. The pitchers have not been all that good. Rodon's obviously one of the best the majors has to offer. So love the Nerfy. Hopefully we can cash that. Not too juiced, -114. I get behind that. So those are our 4 picks of the day. Good luck as always. Make sure you do that research. Let's have a great Friday. Let's enter the weekend making some money. And I can promise you something. We won't be worse than yesterday. So, well, we can't possibly be worse. So we'll see. We'll see you guys again tomorrow. Check out those NBA videos popping up on the screen. We appreciate you guys as always. Thank you guys again. We'll see you guys again Saturday.